Good evening, everyone. Today we are going to discuss the classification of Pteridophyta. As you know that the Pteridophyta are is consisting of that word pteron. Pteron means the feather. Feather means the chidiya ka pank. So these Pteridophyta, how the study of the Pteridophyta can be made easier one. So this whole species or the number of species has been categorized into the various groups, and they has been placed in the system which is known as a well recognized system. So the classification, the species is a characteristics one, species is a structural as well as the functional unit of classification. The living Pteridophyta shows the four groups which are representing the four lines of evolution. These are the Cotyledons, Lycopods and Equisetum. The highly evolved is known as the ferns, and you know that the ferns can be recognized with the presence of the sori. And these ferns are further evolved into the gymnosperm as well as the angiosperm. And on the basis of the presence and absence of the seeds, vascular plants are basically of two types, the Pteridophyta as well as the Spermatophyta. Spermatophyta are further divided into the gymnosperms as well as the angiosperms. The Pteridophyta, as I just started the talk with pteron. Pteron means in Greek, this is a feather-like. So Pteridophyta includes the primitive vascular plant which bear no seeds. The later on some fern-like seed-bearing fossil plants, Psychotophylicales members has been discovered. So Spermatophyta as well as the Pteridophyta. So these has been made separated one. So all vascular plants are placed in division Tracheophyta. So E.C. Jeffrey in 1902 is the man who divided the vascular plant into the two stalks. So these are known as the Lycopsids, which includes the Lycopodium as well as the Equisetum, and Pteropsida. Pteropsida includes the ferns, gymnosperms as well as the angiosperm. The A.J. Ames in 1936, he recognized the nature and relations of leaf as well as the stem as well as the position of sporangia, and the Tracheophyta were further divided into the four groups. These four groups are Coelopsida, which include the Coelophytales and Coelotails, the Lycopsida, which includes the Lycopodiales, Selaginellales, Lepidodendrales, Pleuromiales as well as the Isoetales. The Spinopsida is consisting of Hyaenales, Spinophylales as well as the Equisetales, while the Pteropsida includes the Felicinellae, Gymnospermi as well as the Angiospermi. So this is a basic type of classification in which we just started the point that the vascular plants is divided into the Pteridophyta as well as the Spermatophyta. Spermatophyta is further consisting of gymnosperms as well as the angiosperm. And the basic point which has been raised by Jeffrey, he divided the vascular plant into the two stalks, and these two stalks are called Lycopsida as well as the Pteropsida. Then later on the A.J. Ames in 1936, he considered the characters of leaf as well as the stem as well as the position of the sporangia, and he divided the Tracheophyta into the four groups. These are known as the Coelopsida, Lycopsida, Spinopsida as well as the Pteropsida. The another major important classification has been produced by the Oswald Tippo in 1942. And Tippo 1942 give the rank Tracheophyta divided into the four subphylums. These first one includes the Tracheophyta. Tracheophyta is consisting of first subphylum is Coelopsida, which is consisting of Coelophytinae, which is consisting of the order Coelophytales as well as the Coelotails. The second subphylum is Lycopsida. Lycopsida is consisting of one class, Lycopodinae, and it is consisting of five orders, Lycopodiales, Selaginellales, Lepidodendrales, Pleuromiales as well as the Isoetales. The third subphylum is known as the Spinopsida. Spinopsida is consisting of Equisetinae. Equisetinae is consisting of three orders, Hyaenales, Spinophylales as well as the Equisetales. The fourth subphylum is known as the Pteropsida. Pteropsida is consisting of three classes. These are Felicinae, Gymnospermly as well as the Angiospermly. The Felicinae is consisting of four orders, Coinopteridales, Ophioglossales, Maratiales as well as the Felicales. So later on, some other classification has been produced for the pteridophyta. These includes the Contrast, Takhtajan and Zimmermann in 1936. He classified the pteridophyta into the 5 division. The division 1 is consisting of Rhinophyta, which is consisting of one class Rhinatae. The one order is Rhiniaceae. Division 2 is Xylophyta, and this Xylophyta is consisting of one class Xylotae and order is Xylotaes. The third division is called the Lycopodiophyta. Lycopodiophyta is consisting of two class Lycopodidae as well as the Isoetae. The Lycopodidae is consisting of Astrogyles, Drepanophylacales, Protolepidodendrales as well as the Lycopodiales. So 4 orders has been grouped into the Lycopodidae. The second class under the Lycopodiophyta division is the Isoetidae. Isoetidae is consisting of 4 orders: Lepidodendrales, Pleuromiales, Isoetales as well as the Selaginellales. The fourth division is called the Equisitophyta. Equisitophyta is consisting of again 2 classes is there: Spinophylitae. Spinophylitae is consisting of Spinophylales as well as the Pseudoborneales, and class second is Equisetae. Equisetae is consisting of Calamitales as well as the Equisitales. The fifth division is called the Polypodiophyta. Polypodiophyta is consisting of Polypodidae, and this is divided into the subclasses. These are known as the Protopteridae, Archaeopteridae, Ophioglossidae, Nodotheridae, Polypodidae, Salvinidae, and these are further divided to the order. So the various classification has been produced to divide the pteridophyta, which is one of the important plants in the group of evolution. And the another classification has also been given by the Wardlaw in 1935, and later on the Smith in 1955. He modified his classification. So the Wardlaw has given the Tracheophyta into the 4 divisions and vascular cryptogams into the 4 divisions. So these are Xylophyta, Lepidophyta, Calamophyta as well as the Pterophyta. Then the classification has for the pteridophyta has also been given by the Reamer in 1954. He divided the division pteridophyta into the 5 classes, and these 5 classes are: first one is Xylophytopsida, which order is the Xylophytes. Class 2 is the Xylotopsida, which is consisting of Xylotaes. Class 3 is the Lycopsida. Lycopsida is consisting of 5 orders: Proto, Lepidodendrales, Lycopodiales, Lepidodendrales, Isoetaes as well as the Selaginellales. Class 4 is consisting of Spinopsida. Spinopsida is consisting of 4 orders: Hyaenaeales, Spinophylales, Calamitales, Equisetaes. The class 5th is consisting, which is known as the Pteropsida, and Pteropsida is divided into the 4 series. The first series is called the Primophilices. Second one series is called the Eusporangiate. Third one is called the Osmundidae, and the fourth one is called the Leptosporangiatae. The first one is called the Primophilices. Primophilices is consisting of 2 orders: Cladogyles as well as the Coinopteridae. The second series is consisting of Eusporangiate, Maratiales as well as the Ophioglossales. The series 3 is consisting of Osmundidae. Osmundidae is consisting of Osmundiales. The series 4 is called the Leptosporangiate, Leptosporangiatae, and it is consisting of Filicales, Marsialiales as well as the Salviniales. So the various pteridologists or the those who are interested in classification, they try to classify the pteridophyta by their own, but simultaneously there is a development of the rank, development of the various issues related to the classification of pteridophyta has been further evolved, and that has been made. The Doyle in 1971 divided the pteridophyta into the 4 classes. These 4 classes are Xylopsida. These are known as the Xylopsids. Second one is called the Lycopsida, Lycopsids. The third one is called the Spinopsida, horsetail, and the fourth one is called the Pteropsida, and Pteropsida which known as the ferns. So the point is that in this case he included those classes under the division Embryophytina and division Chlorophyta, green plants. These green plants under the class Spermopsida. But later, the very important classification that has been given by the as per the rule of ICBN is the Bayer-Host. Bayer-Host in 1971, he followed the system of classification as per the rule of ICBN, and he used the terms suffix. For example, for division Phyta, for subdivision Phytina, for class Opsida, and for order Ales. So the first Bayer-Host, who produced the classification as per the rule of ICBN, and he considered the division Trachyphyta, and Trachyphyta divided into the various 9 classes. And these first class is called the Rhiniopsida, which is consisting of Rhiniales. Class 2 is called the Justerophyllopsida, which is consisting of Justerophylles. Class 3 is called the Lycopodiopsida, and Lycopodiopsida is consisting of Astrogylales, Lycopodiales, Protolepidodendrales, Selaginelles, Lepidodendrales, as well as the Isoetales. Class 4 is consisting of Cladogylopsida, and which is consisting of one order Cladogylales. Class 5 is called the Equisitopsida, and Equisitopsida is consisting of Hyades, Pseudobonias, Spinophylles, as well as the Equisitales. Class 6 is called the Coinopteridopsida, which is consisting of one order Coinopteridales. The class 7 is Phelicopsida. Phelicopsida is the orders of Phelicopsidas, Nogerotheales, Felicales, Maraceae, as well as the Salviniales. The order number 8 is called the Ophioglosopsida. Ophioglosopsida is one order Ophioglosses, and the class number 9 is Maratiopsida, which is consisting of one order, which is called the Marateaes. So the Bayer-Host classification is a very up to the mark, you can say, because it has been made after the following of the ICBN rule, and he divides the Trachyphyta into the 9 classes: Rhiniopsida, Justerophylopsida, Lycopodiopsida, Cladogylopsida, Equisitopsida, the Coinopteridopsida, Phelicopsida, Ophioglosopsida, as well as the Maratiopsida, and these has been further divided into the various orders. But in general, as we just talk about the various classifications which has been produced by various various pteridologists for the study of the Pteridophyta. So we got the point that there are some different categories or some what we can say that these some different classes are existing. So initially the Xylophytopsida, Psilopsida, Lycopsida, and then the Spinopsida as well as the Pteropsida. These are the different classes which are major, which is occupying the major divisions into the Pteridophyta. So there are 5 classes, major division. However, it is not under the classification, but once we are going to separate it from one class to the another one. So how we can talk about that? The first one is called the Xylophytopsida. The Xylophytopsida is just this type of what we are going to discuss. The classification is for the categorization, or what are the characteristics that has been shown by the particular type of Pteridophyta in grouping of this particular type of classes. However, this is not according to the any pteridologist, but the major divisions, major classes, major categories which are existing among the Pteridophyta, they have been classified. The first you can recognize as a Xylophytopsida. The Xylophytopsida is the oldest one. These are the simplest Pteridophyta and rhizome bow tuft of unicellular rhizoids. The Gametophyta are not known. For example, the Rhinia as well as the Astrogylon. So these are the fossil Pteridophyta, either you can say. Another one is that the Psilotopsida. The Psilotopsida, in which the plant body is relatively undifferentiated, no true roots. There is no true roots is there, and many species lack leaves. The shoot is divided into the subterranean rhizome as well as the bearing rhizoids as well as the aerial portion. Vascular tissues are very primitive and their arrangement are very primitive. No leaf gaps in vascular cylinder of stem. Sporangia are borne terminal on either side of the tip of the main stem or the type of the lateral branch. Homosporous. Anthrozoids are multiflagellated. So the best example may be the Xylotum as well as the T. magipteris. And you all of them are aware that these Xylotum and T. magipteris are the 2 surviving remnant, and which is showing the primitive character of Pteridophyta in the living form. As we just talk about in the case of Astrogylon as well as the Rhinia, these are the fossil Pteridophyta. But Xylotum and T. mesipteris are the two surviving remnants at which is showing the primitive character ever been bore by the Pteridophyta. The another category or the class we can say the Lycopsida. Lycopsida, in which the Sporophyta plant body is divided into the stem, roots as well as the leaves. The leaves are small, microphyllous, simple and provided with a single vein. And the vascular trace which enters a Lycopsid's leaf does not leave a leaf gaps into the vascular tissue of the stem. The sporangia are borne to the adaxial surface of the sporophyll or in its axil. So, very interesting feature is that the sporangia are borne to the axil into the axil, or the only one type of spores has been produced, homosporous, or it may be the heterosporous may be there. The anthrozoids are biflagellated as well as the multiflagellated may be there. So the best example may be the Lycopodium, the best example may be the Selaginella, and best example may be the Isoids. The another category or another very important class of Pteridophyta is the Spinopsida. Spinopsida is very clear in demarcation, in differentiation either you can say. So the Sporophyta plant body is differentiated to the stem, roots as well as the leaf. The stem is articulated and longitudinally grooved and bear whole of the simple leaves at the node. So there is a node as well as the internode is there. So though there is another one is that there is no leaf gap into the vascular center of the stem. Sporangia are borne onto the specialized structure called sporangiophore, which are pelted. Sporangiophore are usually organized to form more or less compact strobili. The anthrozoids are multiflagellated. Example may be the equisetum. The another one is the Spinophyllum. So the very interesting feature is there, and this is marking the separation from other categories of the other classes of the Pteridophyta. For example, the sporangiophore is a compact strobili. And the another point is that the pelted sporangiophore is there, and the another one is the nodes as well as the internodes is there. The another type of class of Pteridophyta is called the Pteropsida, and these Pteropsida are evolved Pteridophyta. These what we can say that these are the including the ferns. The ferns are characterized with the sori. The Sporophyta plant body is consisting of root, stem as well as the leaf. In few genera, roots are absent, predominantly megaphyllous. So leaves are bigger in comparison to the stem. So these are megaphyllous one. The Lycopodium is a microphyllous, and while the ferns are the megaphyllous one. Leaf gaps are present into the primary vascular cylinder of the stem of the except few protostelic form. The sporangia borne upon the margin of the abaxial surface of the or modified leaf or modified leaves. The anthrozoids are multiflagellated. The best example may be the Azolla as well as the Salvinia. So in the point of interest, we can say the Pteridophyta, which is a well recognized group between the Bryophyta as well as the Gymnosperm. They have been further divided. The ferns are more closer to the Gymnosperm, and the what we can say the primitive one, the Xylotum and T. mesipteris are more closer to the Bryophyta. So this technically makes the intermediate between the Bryophyta as well as the Pteridophyta. Thank you very much.